Still uploading. Hey, good morning everyone. Actually, it's more like good evening. Yeah, it's 12 o'clock. Hang on a second. Let me grab my phone here. It's 11:53. This is June 18th, which day makes day number 4 here in Malaysia. Cheap bicycle through Malaysia. Let's see. Last night I did all the editing. It was around 2 o'clock when I got finished. I mean, with the final touches on the editing and stuff like that. The reason why is it takes about, I'm starting to clock the U-Cut app takes about, let's say, an hour, give or take, depending on how long the video is, to actually do all the processing and save the work. So yesterday I think it was over an hour video. It was like over 30 gigs in its raw form. It was 37 gigs in its raw form, but then slicing and dicing, and I do believe the parts that I sped up to like three times the longer drives and stuff, that shortens the amount of information that's being passed along. So I'm just guesstimating about 30 gigs is what I uploaded last night. So I started uploading my saved work around 2 o'clock, and what I had to do is the only trick of actually doing it, because if my phone shuts off or if the Wi-Fi disconnects, and like if I'm at a hotel, I was using my data last night, if the Wi-Fi disconnects and reconnects, disconnects, sometimes it'll just start the uploading process all over again at, I think, the sweet spot that YouTube likes to restart over at 30%, you know. So I cringe anytime I pick up my phone and I see 30%, because I don't know if it resetted itself and I'm having problems with the Wi-Fi, or if it's actually at 30%. So there's another trick. I had to try and figure out how to actually keep my phone on, because my phone will disconnect the uploading process too. And if it's too long disconnected, it might try and restart over at 30%, you know, or whatever it is. So I had to get, there's what's called the developers options that you open up by going to about phone and going to the make model of your phone and tapping on it 15 times, and that's the secret code for opening up the developers options. And through that you can set phone doesn't sleep while plugged in, you know, so it remains on. So I have to do that, and to upload, because the uploading times are a long time. I mean, they don't have to be on a good 5G like network. There's a difference between the 5G and the 2.5 or whatever by 2 hours on the 2.5 megahertz or whatever, and the 5G is 20 minutes. 20 minutes to half an hour compared to 2 hours. So just and it's funny because I think they're calling it gigahertz when it's generation. The 5G should stand for generation, it's not gigahertz. So I'm not sure if they're, I don't know the whole thing about that, why they put in 5 gigahertz. I think they mean 5G, but then again, I'm not seeing the 5G towers anywhere. So I don't know. I'd have to do more research on all that. Yeah, I'm throwing out a bunch of assumptions right now, so I'll have to fact check myself later. So anyway, the uploading, somehow my phone, even being plugged in, turned itself off around, I don't know around what time, but I caught it at 5. So when I looked at my phone was already like, I think 45% or higher already uploaded. So I turned the phone back on. I have to, reset basically it says, uploading one file, you have to hit the OK on it or whatever. And so anyway, I had to start the process again, but it was at 45%. It didn't reset me or anything. It's just like when the phone goes off, it stops uploading, and when you get back on, it starts uploading again, and that's what happened. I caught it at 5, and let's just say, if we round it around, if 45% was already uploaded, that probably leaves me around 15 gigs that was left over. I'm thinking 50% of 30 would be around 15 gigs. And that was at 5 o'clock, and it just ended the uploading, not the processing. Processing took some time too, but the uploading quit around 11 o'clock. So that's 6 hours. And even at, so that's 6 hours, so even at 1 megabyte, 15 gigabytes at 1 megabyte per second should have only taken 4 hours and 10 minutes. I did the math on Google, and they missed me. So anyway, yeah, so my network, my data on my phone must be running less, slower than 1 megabyte a second. I'm almost positive that's the issue, because it struggles with YouTube. It struggles with just watching YouTube, when I have plenty of bars. So I think I just got on a very crappy network data system, and I'll go for the 5G networks next time, because even if they're not set up, and even if my phone's not set up for 5 gigs or 5G, people are like, oh, if your phone's not 5G, it'll have no effect. Yeah, it does. It's a different protocol. It's a different generation. Yeah, the protocol is different. So it's like, it's faster regardless. You're going to benefit from it. So, like I was saying, when I choose between the two different ones over at the hotels and stuff, the 2.5 or 2.7, compared to the 5 is 20 minutes to 2 hours, So anyway, that's neither here nor there. But the 5G is usually running at 15 megabytes per second, right? And that's all I know, is they run about 15. But then that's limited to between 60 gigs and 100 gigs, and then you slow down. But you never slow down less than 1 megabyte per second. So yeah, I just think I got a bad package deal on that one. But it's funny, because yesterday when I was at the hotel room, that was also like 6 hours. Was it 6 to 8 hours of? It was either I can't remember, but it was on their Wi-Fi. And it took that long to upload a video. Yesterday's video was a lot shorter too. So anyway, I'm not having any luck with the Wi-Fi here. That's all I'm saying. Other than that, I'm pretty well packed up. This packs up really fast. I'm in a place called Yan right now, Y-A-N. To get out of here, I'm coming up to where the water goes inland. So I'm gonna have to go out and meet up with the AH2, which is actually this expressway. But there's a road that runs next to it, the 1. So I'll actually be on the 1. I won't be, it's right next to the expressway. But to get there, I'm going to have to go inland on the K1, meets up. Yeah, the K1 will take me over to the 253, go over a bridge to 257, yada yada. I hit the 257, meets up with the 1, and then I'll be going southbound. So yeah, I'm going east for a little bit until I meet up with the 1, and then I'll be going south. And Georgetown is only is 85 kilometers, so I should be there today. I'm going to shoot for getting there today and stuff. It was I used the fact that it was still uploading this morning at 11 o'clock or whatever, which is very upsetting, because it's just, time is money. You know, it really is. It's not so much time as money. It's time is freedom. You know, you're giving up your freedom, like especially when it's consuming your phone, right? Because you use your phone for maps. So like if I want to go out and find somewhere to eat, well, I can, you know, I'm reduced to just wandering down the streets and window shopping until I find some spot that I like, instead of looking up a spot and looking at the ratings and stuff like this. So I'm without maps. I'm, you know, I can't really watch anything. I want to just watch some YouTube, be entertained or something like that. I can't do that while it's processing, saving, and uploading. And yeah, so when you're talking about, and YouTube's very picky. Like if you jump off onto any other app, it will stop uploading. And if you start watching other videos while you're on the app, it'll slow down the process, maybe double the process. So if it was only originally going to take you 2 hours, now it takes you 4 hours and stuff like that. But I think I griped about that enough now. So anyway, guys, so forgive me for coming out a little late on that. I haven't been having much luck with the Wi-Fi or the data, so I'm going to burn through this data card, right? I figured it's cheaper just to go ahead and just burn up my data and just get another card, because the SIM cards are fairly cheap here, and they're fairly easy to get. You can get them at 7-Elevens. You can get them out basically anywhere. So, and I'm just gonna, instead of trying to upgrade myself to more expensive hotel rooms and stuff like that, I think it would be cheaper just to either do the camping, right, and or the cheap hotel, and if the cheap like hostels and stuff, and if they just have really bad Wi-Fi or no Wi-Fi, like the first spot I ran into, I stayed in. That was crazy, $15 a night, and they didn't have Wi-Fi and they didn't have hot water. I'm like, you're not getting, yeah. Doug mentioned it though. He thinks a lot of Malaysia doesn't cater to the lower, cheaper, what would you say, consumer. So like in Vietnam, you get a lot. In Vietnam, for like under $10, you get your own hotel room. You get all the towels, hot water. They're clean, they're nice. I mean, hands down, Vietnam has the best accommodations for the cheapest. But when I do an overall comparison so far, I think I don't know. I think Thailand probably beats out everything as a full package deal of cheap accommodation, cheap food, very relaxed laws, you know, very liberal, relaxed laws, friendly people. You know, you don't feel out of place. You know, like where in Vietnam, people stare at you pretty hard, like you're a mystical, you know, mythical creature, like a unicorn or something. They're like, "Is that a white person?" You know, and you do. You get. I try to Google it, but it's really hard to Google that and not sound like you're being racist. It's like, why do Vietnamese people stare at white people for so long? You know, it's like, because Google said it's considered rude, you know, in the country to stare at someone. I was like, well, why do they stare at us? But then I talked to a very friendly person. He's actually in one of my videos. He saw me sitting and eating some fruit alongside the road, and he stopped and just talked, and, you know, I filmed him a little bit, and he said it's because that it is almost like a mystical creature type thing, because everybody idolizes the West and all that so much, and they're brought up with stories and stuff like this that, you know, so it actually does have that element in it, you know. But then you get over to Cambodia and that's all gone. You know, it's just like, you know, Cambodia, you're just another person walking down the street. Cambodia is super friendly people and stuff. And I'm very excited to see what Malaysia is like. I keep hearing everybody's like very friendly people and stuff like this. So, yeah, so out of, you know, and I've been to Laos, you know, also Laos, but 1 month in a country is not really long enough to get to know the people, and you're really kind of going bus to this place and bus to that place and boat to this place, and you know, you're just hitting every spot as quick as possible because you only have a month. And it's a beautiful country. As I don't really didn't have enough time there to actually what I did see of Laos. It was beautiful, but yeah, I wouldn't say I actually had enough time to actually decompress and enjoy a place. So I just constantly on the run, which kind of seems like how I have been doing. Like everything with the bicycling, you're kind of always on the run, but it really does get addicting doing this bicycling thing and just constantly zoning out and finding your freedom and just pushing along. Okay, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry, I rambled. I'm pretty well all packed up. I came out here. I wasn't sure because it's all pay for campground. I was hoping one of them would be primitive, but I guess if I would have read the comments, there wasn't a lot of comments anyway. So what I actually did was I set up between one pay for campground and there's another pay for campground here. And I'm actually, I guess I'm on like a little peninsula, so I got to go back this way to get around because it's ocean on that side, and I think there's a water inlet over on this side, so, and no through road on this way, so I'm gonna go back out this way. But they were nice enough. No one, no one bothered me, and sleeping into 11 because of the upload. No one actually said anything. No one still said anything. So, and all right, guys. Other than that, I don't record everything that happens, and so there's little things that you might notice and stuff like my bracelet. My bracelet that I'm wearing is, you remember Marino, the guy I interviewed? So this bracelet right here, it's a snakeskin one. It's like leather, and the center part's real snakeskin right here. He gave me this because I offed my battery banks on them. Remember how I said I had too many of the smaller 10,000, and I replaced the 10,000s with a 120, 130, and then my big 50, right? And but I had 3 of the very small 10s. I do have one 10,000 milliamp hours because it straps good to my handlebars. So if my phone's running low, I can strap it to my handlebars and plug, and not stop any of the applications, just keep going while it's charging. So I gave him 2 of my battery banks, and he wanted to give me something in back, so he gave me this. Another thing that happened was, my phone. I tried to get my old Cricket phone. It's a Galaxy Samsung Galaxy A13, I think. It had all the information. It had all the information like on a SIM card, but it was formatted for the phone, and I needed to format this phone will format it, the SD card to like a removable drive. So I tried to migrate all the pictures over onto the internal, because I found a lot of pictures I didn't realize I had. Some videos and some pictures of just time out in the field, more videos and stuff of the area during snowy season and all this stuff. And anyway, and so I tried to move everything to the internal storage so that I could basically do a factory reset on my phone and maybe get it up because Cricket has made it where if it doesn't have a Cricket a SIM card in it, it doesn't work. And I didn't have them unlock my phone before leaving the United States because I didn't know I needed them to unlock the phone. So when I tried to put in a foreign SIM card in my phone, it just didn't accept it. And the only way to do that would be basically take it back to them. I don't know the passcode and all this stuff. Anyway, so all I really wanted was the pictures anyway. So when I migrated, I thought I migrated everything over the phone. And so, but what happened was I looked on the SD card, it was just showing that I still had some videos. So I took those videos and I transferred them over to the internal memory, but I didn't see that there was any pictures left. So when I took the SD card out, put it in this one, and reformatted it as an external drive, somehow all those pictures were on it. So not the videos. I was able to migrate the videos over, but not the pictures. And so yeah, I lost quite a few. Well, quite a bit of time. About 3 years and about 3 years of pictures or something like that. 4 years of pictures. I still got all my travel time because this was the phone I started using since I started traveling. So all the pictures and videos of my travel time is on this thing. So I can start migrating those into my videos as I'm telling a story. If I have a video that's actually pertaining to that story, I can cut it in or maybe throw them all together sometime. I'll do a side project. So anyway, yeah, I lost a bunch of pictures. I got the videos, but I lost all the pictures. Now, if I'm able to get on the cloud, Cricket has a cloud system that I think is still active. I keep renewing it because technically they give you like 100 gigabytes, but if you're not paying for it, after you're not serviced with them anymore, then they try and charge you and stuff. And Cricket really stinks as a network. They run off of Sprint, where like Metro PCS and stuff like that runs off of T-Mobile. T-Mobile is so much better, but that's back in the States. So yeah, I basically have a brick as a phone, because when I try to reformat the phone after I was like, well, I lost my pictures, I'll still reformat my phone, factory set it, you know what I'm saying? And anyway, Samsung is like, well, we need to send you a verification code to your email, right? So I need a SIM card, in that phone, so that I can get the actual, that phone won't even get on the internet. It was like I try and get it on the internet, and it won't get on the internet without a SIM card. Cricket made it where you can't do anything with it without the SIM card in it, and it's really shiesty of them, because you should at least be able to get on the internet anywhere. But it'll let you get on the internet, but it won't let you have access to the internet, right? So you can connect up to the service, but then it won't allow it unless there's a SIM card in there, and it has to be their SIM card unless they unlock the phone and stuff. So it's like, yeah, they bricked my phone, and I'm just like, oh well. So I'm just gonna get rid of that phone. There's no point in carrying around something that's a cheap phone anyway. I was able to get the pictures onto the SD card, and it is formatted where I can now put it into this phone if I want to, even though this phone's on its last leg. Anyway, guys, I've been talking way too long. I've been holy crap, 23 minutes. Okay, bye guys. Okay, official start time is 12:47. That's what I get for taking all morning to upload my video, but also that 20-minute blab did not help at all. Sorry guys for such a long-winded thing this morning. I'm going to start up all my little apps right now. Strava, which is the winner, but I'm also going to go ahead and do, because I like adding this little 3-dimensional map. I'm going to start up Relive. Since I like adding it to the back of my videos, I'll go ahead and start that. And then obviously I'm going to start the Google Maps too, just to get out of here until I get on a long stretch where I don't have to worry about it, even though the roads look fairly easy to get out. So maybe I don't need to do that. No, I don't. Alright guys, I'm going to hit the road. Everything started up. It's a late start. It's 40 or 80 some odd to Georgetown, but that's okay. It just means I have to, it's not like I haven't started late before, so it just means I have to pedal on into the evening. And yeah, all in all, this was a pretty nice spot out here. So It's not really water that you could actually swim in because it's kind of like quicksand that goes all the way out. But if you wanted to watch a beautiful sunset, it'd be a spot to do it. Stopped here at Roadside, a little buffet, everything, and I'm just taking whatever she suggests. So I'm getting some soup, rice, chicken, and I'm gonna try this tea out here. I don't know what type of tea it is, but yeah, it looks good. So yeah, it's a street food made right. And they also have a little spot to sit down right over there, which I'm going to take advantage of it. So anyway, guys, I'm going to have breakfast and keep on pedaling. Well, I guess it's lunchtime now, but yeah, it's awesome. Oh, and prices are really good. Look at that. $250, $250, $250, $350. I mean, I think the most expensive thing they have is most expensive they have is some of the soups are like $5.50, but they're very good prices. Thank you. Oh, what was
The
it?
water, the ice you want?
Yeah, the iced tea.
Ice cube.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm gonna sit, have a lunch, and yeah, look at this. Woohoo! That's some good looking stuff. Rice, chicken soup. I don't know what the price is. I'll tell you after she charges me. I'm just after I get everything. I want to try the soup first. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's very good, man. Very spicy. Hi guys. So that was totally the way to do it. Street food with everything I ate was a bowl of soup, an iced tea, big thing of rice, 2 different chicken dishes, and she gave me some outstanding, like almost like a salsa with like tomatoes and onions and everything in it. It was awesome. But all that just came out to 12 ringgit, which 12 ringgit is, remember I said every 4 ringgit is basically 97 cents. We'll just round out up and call it $1. So every 4 ringgit's $1. Well, that makes that whole meal only $3. So that's very good price. If you go in and get a sandwich, something like that, from 7-Eleven or anything like that, it's going to be a lot more. So I chose to go the mountainous route. I looked at, so the mountainous route had a division where I could either go the 650, the K652, which is more of the coastal route, or more of the mountainous route, which is, hang on a second, let me stop and I'll look at the map real quick. So there is a division where the K1 go left or right. Right would take me on the K161, which meets up with the K652, and that's more of the coastal route. Actually, one of the guys said, you know, if you want to see the ocean, but I'm not real big on the ocean. I slept at it last night. I decided to go left, the more like right at the base of these mountains here. And it's at the base. I did it on Google Maps. I did the terrain overlay, that layer, and it shows it that the road follows at the base and it doesn't go up and over any of them. So yeah, that is the K1. So I'm still on the K1, but it meets up with the K636, and then that'll be going southbound after that. And I just wanted to follow this one because it has more little towns and stuff like that, and I kind of want to see the towns. The other one looked a little more desolate. And there's a few clouds in the sky today. I didn't check the weather. Hello. Well, I wasn't paying attention to the map, and looks like I took a long detour. It's okay, it's been a nice drive. So I gotta turn left right up here, and looks like I'll be heading into that right there. That looks like a storm brewing. Yeah. It's pretty well right above me too. Well, not yet above me, but it will be when I go down that way. I have one plastic bag over my bag over my backpack. I don't have two like I usually do. My rain gear is on the inside of that, but I don't know. I just drive without rain gear on. Yeah. If I'm staying still, like if I'm in camp or something, I'll wear the rain gear. But really, it's like it's warm out, and I'm just gonna get soaked underneath from sweat. So might as well just ride in the ride in my dirty clothes. I let them get washed by the rain. Oh yeah, so I did take a long detour. I thought I was going in the right direction. I should have kept hugging the mountainside longer. So I ended up dipping a little too far south. Now I gotta go back up north to go east so I can go south again. Because I gotta get, because the bridge I need to cross. Yeah, anyway, it's a detour, that's all it is. To actually get to Georgetown though, I still got 74 kilometers, so I got still a ways to push. Alright, let's hit the road. Let's go try and tackle whatever that is over there. Those dark clouds. It's 6 o'clock right now. I just got off of the one. I just went over a bridge. I doubled back because I'm actually about maybe 20 kilometers from the heart of Butterworth, the city. Butterworth, obviously that's the center, so it's a lot closer, and actually I'm getting ready to get right into its outskirts. So I doubled back because this is probably the last little bit of like nature and stuff where I could actually camp in. Like even this right here, there's two trees, there's a few trees right there. I bet you I could sling up a hammock and stay in that overnight. I'm going to check out some of these power poles. Like I said, these power poles you can also, in my videos in the past, I've hung my hammock from the pole to the stabilizing, what do you call that, just the wire that comes down and plugs into the ground. So I'm going to ride my bike around a little, but right over this way is, I'll kind of give you an idea. That's the P107s right here. There's a road. This road actually runs along the river. So I'm gonna, for quite a ways actually. Hang on just a second. It runs for about 11 kilometers that way until it hits basically the coast. And then it goes southbound. So I'm gonna ride my bike around a little. Like I said, sunset's at 30-ish, so I still got about an hour and a half. So I'll keep in mind this area, and I'll go scout out some other ones. So that's what I'm planning on doing tonight, guys. Yeah, even those would be really nice trees, but thing is that's I think a water treatment facility. Let's see what's down here. Ooh, I need two hands. As long as I'm not on that side of the fence. A little dock with boats and stuff down there. Those poles are too close together, even diagonally. No. No, I've never done. I have not ran one from, like, been on 2 of these. Like, tie my hammock off one of these and another one of them. I'm like across the way over there. They got a lot of sag in them, but I think if I wrap the hammock rope around them enough times, they wouldn't slide down or anything, and that might actually be something worth trying. I've done stuff close to that on some of the retaining walls that they have in Japan. I'd follow a trail up a little ways, and these big retaining walls that would cause, like, stop. I guess there's so many earthquakes and the ground's always just moving and stuff in Japan that all the walls that the retaining walls are to catch big rocks and stuff from actually bouncing all the way down into town and stuff. And I've been able to tie off on those retaining walls into a tree and stuff like that. So it wouldn't be much different than what I've done in the past, but it's just something I haven't done yet. Anyway, I'm going to keep cruising around. This is all looks like very prime picking for the for setting up a hammock. Ooh, that looks nice right there. I mean, I'd be on this side of the gate. It's a long, yeah, that's a little too far to go from the pole to the support wiring. Yeah, that's a little too far. Oh well. We'll move on. I double backed on the canal to just check out the actual trees that I was pointing at earlier. This was right across the street. Got to say something about hammock camping though. Like right now, this would be a great spot to actually camp if I had a tent. And because I don't really see anything to tie the hammock off to right off the top of my head here. And I think there's a misconception with hammock camping can be easier because you don't need a flat ground and all this stuff. But yeah, you kind of do need a flat ground because you need to be able to get in and out of your hammock just as much as you need to get in and out of your old toilets. In and out of your tent. And a tent, as long as you're not in low ground where it's going to fill up with water, like right here, you could easily put a tent right here and have, and have your own bathrooms. Woohoo! No, yeah, it's just old bathrooms. Old shitters. Oops, excuse my language. There we go. Demonetized. Yeah, no, I mean, this is great. It's just, hammock camping is a lot harder than camping with a tent. A tent is about twice as easy, if not more. So, yeah, I also thought, in Japan it would be great because not all the hills, everything's uneven ground and stuff like that. And then I realized, yeah, you can get away with uneven ground within a hammock, but not real uneven. There's too much of a drop. You can't tie off the other side. You're hanging, yeah, but you still need to get in and out, to use the restroom, or I don't know. Some people just unzip the side of the hammock and hang it out the side. I've done that too, but usually I'll have my water bottles and stuff down there, and I don't want to pee on my water bottles. So yeah, so from experience now, I know that hammock camping is a lot harder. But it's also it's got its fine points too. Anyway, I'm gonna keep looking, guys. And here's what I double back for, because I don't want to get way out there and then come back. I want to either check this off the list as not a no-go or as a good possibility. So I want to check it out first. It's a good possibility. Yeah. Wonder what this used to be. Well, I mean, outside of a rice field. I just see a cement table, that's why I asked what this would be. Right here. That's cement. Oh, I could actually sleep on that. That's off the ground. That'll keep the snakes off me. Huh, I could do Hobo. I could do, just clean that off. Yeah, I could do Hobo. But then again, these trees are, so this tree is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9's in the sweet spot. 8 and 9 is about the distance. So this tree and that tree. And no widowmakers, so we're good. Oh, by the way, last night, remember I was like widowmaker coconuts? Yeah, they were falling out of the tree last night. So I'm glad I was off to the side, because if I would have set up on the other possibility of the tree, a big old coconut came down right where I would have been hanging. And a lot of times these trees look like they're actually too far apart, like this one and that one, but they only need to be like 1 to 2 paces, you know, like 10 paces to 11 paces. You're setting up your hammock, you know, above your head, you know, but 8 paces you're setting it down low because how much, you know, sag there is in the line. So like the farther they're apart, the higher you need to set the where you're tying it off. And if you get too close, like you'd think, at least with a Hennessy hammock, if you get too close, you can't set up your rainfly. The rainfly needs to stretch out farther than your actual hammock. So really nothing too much under 8. 7 is doable without a rainfly. And I've actually jerry-rigged it where you can. You're just wrapping your rainfly around the tree, you know, and which is not the best for the rainfly. But all right, guys, this is a possibility. It's actually a really good possibility with that bench right there, because if I can't find anything, I can just come out here and just stay in the field. Oh yeah, look at this. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Just do old classic Hobo. Actually, I might do that. This is a nice tree. I wonder how many snakes live in it. That huge drone. That's not a DJI. I gotta take a picture of this. This thing's humongous. So he's support tech for this. He's didn't build it, but he's support tech for it. That thing's so huge. Yes, pause for a second, right? Yeah, so I talked to him, and he's tech support for the company. There's a company. I was like, there's a company that makes them that big? They say, yeah, they use them a lot for agricultural, for like spraying rice fields and stuff, and also seeding. He says they use them for seeding and spraying and stuff like that. And yeah, they can go like 5 kilometers an hour. And they can stay for about 10 minutes on they go through batteries pretty fast and stuff like that. And so yeah, it's for agricultural. The company actually makes them that big. So anyway, yeah, that thing's pretty cool. You get two of them, you probably get like a bungee cord hooked up to both of them, lift yourself off. Actually, I wonder if that would lift me up. Oh well. Anyway, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna keep looking. The sun's still kind of up. I'm gonna use that one as an idea. But there's a lot of spots around here. Like this was an open field over to like the power cords and stuff. The tower right there, the electric, I don't know, tower. Those are always nice to set up underneath. But I'm going to just keep kind of rolling around until it starts getting a little darker. And that's an old British World War II bunker. Sometimes those are clean enough on the inside that you could actually camp on the inside. I know in Hawaii there was a few of them that were nice and clean on the inside. I just don't really feel like going through the bush right there. And yeah, it's on the map as a World War II British bunker. So I'm going to go down that way a little farther, but it is starting to get dark, so I might head back to the spot that I originally thought. And yeah, just kind of maybe sleep on the bench. It's 7:02, so I got to figure out where I'm going to camp real soon. I came down to Pusat Rekreasi Rantai Panjan Park. So I know I butchered the hell out of these words, but that's all right. Anyway, I came down because there's actually, here, let me show you. If you can pick that up on the phone, on satellite view, there is this huge open area right here, but a lot of that's just swamp. And so I'm actually right here. The red dot is actually, the blue dot's me, the red dot's the actual park name. The top northern part's the park, and I was coming down to investigate that, which is construction work and swamp. So there is a road that kind of goes down that way, this way, right outside these gates. I don't know if they actually close them at a certain time. But I'm going to explore the park real quick, because I don't mind trespassing a little bit. It says it's a fisherman's cottage. It's prohibited to drink something ketum. I don't know. So I guess with a warning sign like that, this is more or less a public little spot. Obviously someone built it, but it's in the backside of and those boats are still in good condition, so I know they're still usable. All I'd have to do, if it started raining, I could get up under this, no problem. I could even sleep in it tonight if I wanted to, because this is in the back part of this is in the back side of the park. So you can see the park benches, maybe not, or maybe too far away from it. This is parking area out here. There's a little thing that says Archers. So actually, I think this is all just part of the park. I'm gonna go explore the tree line over there a little. And way down this way looks like some private, like same type of bench style as this, but way down there, and that might be private and kind of cool if there's two trees that are close enough together. And if it rains, I mean, I could always put up my tarp, but I could also just hustle butt over here and duck underneath this thing. So anyway, it's just a process of scouting out. That's just what happened. That's how it works. But I had to kind of make up my mind quickly, so I'm gonna check out that, check out the tree line, and I might just camp out in this thing, the fisherman thing right there. All I'd really have to worry about is if someone decided to come up night camping, and I don't know if there's someone in that thing right there. I don't think there is. I think that's just part of the water dam or whatever they have going on over here. Okay guys, here's the big opening area that was said is like partially it's just construction and swamp. You can see the swamp is all this right here. In the construction, you can see the cranes over that way. So this is a road, not much in there. I don't know what they're building, but yeah. Anyway, I found a spot. There was an opening in the fence. That's why I came over. Kind of show what I was talking about. That was the opening I saw. This is the back side of the park. So might be able to see the scooter up there. That's the road that I came in on. There's a little sidewalk. There's a pond right here that separates the main part of the park to this back part. But everything's kind of overgrown, which is a good thing. That means there's not a guy out here every day maintaining this place. But I found a perfect spot for the hammock right here, right where my bike's at. This tree right here, and this tree right here, 8 paces away. So perfect. It's 8 paces. It's doable. It's hidden underneath the trees, so even a light rain would actually hold back a little, and it's in the back part of the park. And if it starts raining down too hard, right over there is that fisherman's cabin. So if it started downpouring too hard, I can run over there, but I'm far enough back here if anybody parks there, because I think, like I said, I think that's parking for the park here. I think that's where they're rounding people to this little lot back here. I'm in the very, very back. So, alright guys, I'm going to set up my stuff while there's a little bit of light left. Like I said, I got about maybe 15-20 minutes and before sunset, and so I better get going. Hey guys, it's 8 o'clock right now. Just putting in some closing remarks. It's already dark. I can't tell if this little light shining in my face is actually how it's coming across. All I see is a little white spot. So I hope I'm lined up all right. Anyway, the day's over. I got my hammock up. I know you can't really see it too well because it's dark out. But yeah, it's 8 o'clock, day's over. I'm kind of afraid of how long this video is going to be to edit. I know with that 20-minute ramble, you know, that's crazy, a 20-minute ramble. And then quite a few scenes of just riding a bicycle. And the bicycle's not bad, but the rambles sometimes take me a long time to edit because when I'm rambling, I'm just kind of BSing whatever is right off the top of my brain, you know. So after in post edit, I got to go back and fact check myself to make sure what I was actually saying was right and stuff like that. And so so the more I ramble, the longer it takes me to edit these things. So the bicycle rides aren't that bad, you know. I just can go through it real quick and make sure everything was in frame, and with the DJI Osmo, it's pretty well always is in frame, unless I have it on the wrong setting for some reason, which I do that. But yeah, it's the rambles and me going over the rambles and inserting clarity of text, you know, where I'm like, oh yeah, no, I kind of need to clarify what I was trying to say there, you know. When I use slang or something like that, I need to put the definition down below. Or the fact is I'm just wrong a lot of times, and I'll have to put in the correct, no, I'm wrong about that. And I don't mind putting in that I'm wrong about something. You know, it takes a big man to admit when he's wrong, and I'm 5'9", so that means I'm never wrong. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, guys, the day's over, and I'm camping another day, and I'm kind of afraid if this thing's too long, it's going to take forever to upload. But like I said, I want to burn through this data on this card. That way I can actually get a good card that's more than, I don't know how many kilobytes a second this thing's going, but it's less than a megabyte a second on this data. At least that's, if yesterday was by any means, yeah, if it's struggling with YouTube, it's less than a megabyte a second. Because I have when I'm using data, I actually have it set on data saver, you know, when I'm using my phone. So if it's struggling on data saver mode on YouTube, you know, it's still like buffering and stuff. It's really, anyway, I'll put the name of the company, the network that I was using. That way you guys don't have the same problem if you come to Malaysia. You remember, hey, don't get that one. That one really stinks. But anyway, guys, yeah, I'm gonna jump off. I washed up in the dirty water. But you just got a water bottle, and you know, dirty water is still water, but you know, it's get the sweat off me. Applied some mosquito lotion, and now I just need to get my clean clothes on and kick back and start editing. Okay, guys, that's it. Good night, y'all, and we'll continue on this adventure tomorrow. All right, bye.